Greetings, everybody. Greetings. How are you doing? So I have got some Arcturian messages coming through thick and fast to really, yeah, wherever this lands, because I know that so many of you are connected with me here who are on a mission, and so we have a lot of, well, got a lot of energy to pass to you in this little transmission and some reminders because what's coming through. I was having a little kind of connection to my team here in the office, and sometimes we just look out, we just look out at the collective, look out at especially the energies connected with me on here. And the, the main kind of crux of it came through was that not everybody stepped into their mission. Not everybody, rises to it. Not everybody remembers that they're here on a mission. And so even though our souls made decisions before we came into this lifetime that we're going to come to earth at this time, we're going to bring through whatever it is that we're here to bring through, because of the nature of this planet, it is so heavy, and I'm sure you know this from your time on this planet, but it's so heavy and there's so many things being they're bombarding us, with a lot of energies at the moment. So sometimes we just need a little wake up, shake up, reminder, little activation, and this is what this transmission is for. So I may not go too long because I have to rush off somewhere in a little bit, but it's just to remind you first of all. So if you're listening to this, first of all, we want to remind you that you're not listening to this for no reason. You are here on this live stream. You could have scrolled past, you could have just turned off from the first minute there as I was speaking, but you're still here. So you are someone who has come in with a very, very deep soul blueprint. The soul blueprint, what it is imagine it's like, we can just create it in our minds, but just imagine there's a ball of energy inside of you, and you've got all of these codings and maps and plans and strategy and all the juicy things. I love all of this energy. And imagine that you've also got embedded into this soul blueprint all of your wisdom, all of your gifts, your abilities, the things that you've done in other lifetimes, the things that you've done in across timelines, and you brought these specific sets of skills into the physical, into this life as you're listening to me now. And the reason that you did that was because you recognized, same as me, that this Earth timeline is in need of a tremendous shift, a big cleanup, a big activation, and it is ascending and it's going through this huge ascension, right? We all know this huge ascension process that this planet's going through. And so you, listening to this, you came in with a very specific contribution. And so what my team, we all want to share with you today is reminding you that you came in with a mission. And so sometimes because you're on the earth plane for so long, you might hear certain words and not relate to them. So we're speaking to you on a deep cellular soul level, and we want to remind you that mission does not mean that it needs to look like everything else out there. It may be that some of your mission overlaps with some of mine, and this is why you recognize this. It may be that your mission has nothing to do with what I'm here to do, but there's something about the energies that you're here listening to this message from me because we're overlapping. Often a lot of you have Arcturian and angelic connections yourselves. This is why a lot of people just find me out of nowhere, or they just feel drawn to the message. It's not really about me, it's to do with the energies and the channeled coding that you receive. So we're all finding each other, we're all connecting with each other. So you had a very specific mission, and we're just speaking to you on this level now, just to wake up those parts of you now that just need that little, they're saying revival, little resuscitation for some of you, but little revival for many of you, to remind you that your mission is really those things that are coming through you. And where it gets a bit confusing is that you may not see a blueprint around you for what you want. You may not have, a friend that has the thing that you're here to create. And so a lot of you, we're feeling that you're getting these impulses, these ideas, but there's confusion around it because you're not really sure what to plug into or where it really fits into the world, into your communities, the country you're in. How do you create this? How do you bring it through? So the first thing we want to share with you, saying, is to, okay, so first of all, just to make space. So number one, make space for just to call it what you want, daydream, envision, bring it through, whatever it is. Just give yourself some space to do that thinking and feeling into it. Because if you're racing around town, just so caught up in the outside world, so caught up in, you know, the mundane bullshit of everyday life, and you're not giving yourself time to just let the ideas come through to you, you're going to block it. You're going to block it straight away. And that's one of the best things you can do is, you know, sit with it and just in the bath, in the shower, go for a walk, walk the dog. Before you go to sleep, whatever it is, give yourself some time to just see what's coming through, because the energies are shifting so rapidly at the moment. You will probably and they're saying you absolutely will, be getting energies, information, ideas, visions, things, impulses, things that you think. And a clue they're saying is if you say, I wish I could, I wish I could. You know, if you feel like, oh, I wish I could live here, I wish I could create this, I wish I could step out in this way, I wish I could share this, I wish I could work with people in this way, whatever your version is, I wish I could have a soul fulfilling relationship. I wish I could have an amazing circle of, you know, soul tribe connections, whatever that is, because it's very, very connected to your mission. They're smiling as they're saying this. They're also saying it also includes things like, I wish I could grow vegetables. I wish I could, you know, be healthy and abundant. Know that some of these things for some of you are your missions. Your mission, again, doesn't have to be you're going to build a business, although mine is, some of yours also is. Your mission doesn't have to be you're here to help heal people in a hands-on healer way, or, you know, in some kind of therapy or some sort of, you know, thing. It can be you are healing. You are healing. There's so many ways. You can be a barber cutting hair and a healer. We've said this before. You can be, you know, in construction. You know, you can be an electrician here to help healing on the planet. It's not necessarily what you're doing, it's the energies that you're bringing in. And I want to share this with you also, that starseeds, light workers, way showers, don't think for one second that they are just these sort of spiritual looking people, right? The people that meditate and have these photos online and they're all very smelling the roses kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that, but know that starseeds, way showers, you know, light workers of all kinds, they're in every single industry. They are in every single industry. They are in the legal industry. That was my old industry. They're in mainstream media, which I'm going to really connect into now. There's going to be a lot of starseeds there. They are in politics. They are in healthcare. They are in the heavier industries that some of you will not even wish to connect with. Know that we are everywhere. We're in every single sector. Why? Because we came in to do a massive, massive overhaul. So the impulses that you get, we want to remind you, this is part of your mission. This is, you're not getting these impulses just because you're bored and you're just sort of being easily influenced by whatever you're seeing. They're deep inside of you, and you know what this feels like. You know what this is for you. As you're listening, you will know that those impulses, you've got certain ones pulling at you. It could even be, take this action step. You've just got this niggle that you need to make that call or send that message, or in many cases share that post, right? And they also want to shine a light on the doubts, the doubts that you have. They are not yours. There's a lot of programming on this planet that says it's so normal to have, you know, doubts and fears and self-sabotage and all of this stuff. Actually, it isn't. I'm just going to say that it isn't normal. And I've probably shared messages like that years ago. Maybe if you found a post of mine like 8 years ago, I might have said something like that. It actually isn't. It isn't normal. It is part of the programming. It's part of the normalizing the mundane. It's part of making you think that you're in a world where it just is difficult. It's just everybody's struggling and everybody's ill. And here's what we want to share with you as a little activation also, is that it is not normal. It is not normal and just natural for you to feel tired, for you to feel depressed all the time, for you to be feeling up and down all the time, for you to feel ill, lacking in energy, having complete self-sabotage, being broke all the time, just doubting yourself, all of these things. And I've experienced all of these, so this is no judgment whatsoever, but it's not normal. It isn't normal. You're not supposed to feel these things. These things come as a result of the heavy programming. If you need evidence, remind yourself of any baby that you know, any baby that you've met. They do not come in with this. They are in their pure essence. They're in their pure light. They cry when they need, you know, food, basics, you know, the basic stuff, basic survival stuff. That's their signal to let us know they need attendance. But they do not doubt themselves. They do not have this. This is all learned behavior. This is all just programming, programming. So this is a reminder to you to just check in with yourself and notice, we want to just snap you out of the mundane acceptance. Not to say that, you shouldn't surrender, things like surrendering to the moment, accepting where you are, those things, all beautiful things. Of course, we're going to draw on those energies. What we're really talking about here in this message, which is very Arcturian and very get things done kind of message, is that it's not about not accepting. It's more about what's the better word? Because we know that accepting has a different connotation. It's just normalizing, right? Normalizing this mundane stuff. And a lot of this is to do with your families, your communities, your friendships, the people that you hang around with. So do a little, nothing against anyone, but just do a little check on your immediate people that you're surrounding yourself. And if you notice that they have a certain mindset, just reminding yourself that you didn't come here for that. You can still love them, you can still, connect with them, be with them, but reminding you didn't come here for that. You very much came here to break free of this for yourself. And then in doing so, that's going to ripple out into the world. And all of you listening, we're going to say all of you who are still here on this message, you are here to create, and you are here to bring things through for the planet. It could be through the funniest ways. It doesn't have to make sense. And this is what we want to talk about more, is like the starseed thing. You don't need to look a certain way to be a starseed. You don't need to be doing a certain job. My clients are increasingly now starting to come to me across all different sectors, and it's exciting me because it reminds me, oh yeah, they're in this industry and this sector, and they're going to try and go into this field and start bringing these frequencies into this area. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Some of us are being called to create outside of those structures entirely. So some of you will resonate with that, but some people are also being called to assist with we're going to say, the dissolving of some of those old structures and bringing in a higher frequency. So one of mine, for example, is in addition to, my big thing is communication and healing and activating, and my work with clients. So I've been doing this for like nearly, probably about 10 years now, working with clients and helping them heal and activate and all of these things, strategy, guidance, all of these things, deep work, lots and lots of different things. But that's part of my mission. Another part of my mission looks like books. So I'll be writing books, and they'll just look like books on a shelf, fiction. I'll be having fiction coming out, and they just look like interesting, exciting stories, hopefully. But they have a mission behind them. They are here to activate. They are here to expand minds and consciousness. I also want to get into, producing film, movies, documentaries, in that form of media. And there's products, and there's other things, and there's all sorts of plans. My God, the vision is huge. So not to say that your vision has to look like that. Some of yours will be, though, because I do increasingly attract those people who have massive visions. So your vision, excuse me, is not too big. It's not too much. It is just perfectly aligned with what you came here to do and what you came here to bring through. And equally, if your vision and your mission doesn't look on that scale, some of you might go, oh, my mission just feels like I just want to create a beautiful family life and, eat real food. That's your mission. That's what you're doing to help the planet. There are millions of ways that we can do that. You can work in a shop behind the counter and be spreading so much light to every customer that comes in, right? There are a million ways. So reminding you to remember your mission, remember that you have one, and it's about pulling that through. So giving yourself space to connect into it, and then following the nudges. They're saying follow the impulses around what's calling you. Do you need to take a step? Do you need to move in the direction? What little thing can you do? Little things. Often these are small steps that will help you, get into that. And the other one they want to share with you is to ask for guidance. If you can connect with your higher self, even if you don't know how to, know that you have a higher self, and you can just ask your higher self, your soul, whatever you resonate with right now, and you can just say, show me my next step, show me. This is what I used to do all the time. Now I don't need to do that so much because I'm very clear, but even last year I was like, show me my next step, show me something that's here for me. And then notice you might have a dream, you might just see something that triggers something in you. It could be something I'm even shared in here in this live stream. Just ask, and your teams will communicate with you because you have teams. I'm not the only one with a team. You have your own team, and often we have the same team also. But there's so many star beings, there's angelic beings all over the place. You have so many guides. So remember that you have a mission. Remember, it's very, very real. None of this mundane BS, to normalize that. You've got to understand that you're not here to play that game. And it's okay if you're not doing the greatest right now. You're on the healing path, you're on a certain path. But know that the things inside of you, if you allow them to come through, they're actually incredibly healing. The reason they're healing is because it's aligned with your soul and your purpose for being here. So when I was recovering from my like long years of illness, debilitating illness, I was housebound, I couldn't move, I was very ill, chronic fatigue, ME, and I lost everything, absolutely everything. Part of my recovery, as well as the inner work and the deep transformation I went through, part of my recovery was actually creating. And I took the first steps in 2015 to build a website for the first time, right? And it's evolved since then. But I put that little seed out, and it actually helped me recover. It helped my energy start to move because I started to click into my mission. I didn't know it was my mission back then. I was just following this impulse that, oh, I feel like I just want to put a website out and see if I can maybe do some sessions with people and see if I can maybe like help a couple of people. And I've helped so many people, guided so many people over those 10 years now. So just allow yourself to, what is the creative impulse that's coming through, and really follow that. You are on a mission. You have everything inside of you. You have all the coding. It's just you've forgotten. That's all it is. You don't need my assistance to do this because your soul is guiding you, your higher self is guiding you, so you never need another person outside of you. However, if you do want my assistance because you just want to do it quickly, you want to get into it, you don't want to waste any more time, you're just impatient and you're eager, you can absolutely book a Starseed Soul activation with me, which is one of the services I offer, which is beautiful because we just stream through all the things around your mission, what you're doing here, like what are the things that are here for you. It puts you on a completely different trajectory. That's wonderful. If you feel like you just want some clarity, not so much on the mission because that's a other aspect, but some questions, you just want some guidance, I do private channeling sessions, which we can stream down very quick information for you. And then of course, if you're looking for the clearing, if you're really, that you're being held back in some way, and you just feel like there's stuff on you, which that's very, very common, especially for people here on a mission. Of course, I do clearing sessions, and I actually help you do that actual clearing piece so you can really change your whole entire life and get on mission and move forwards. And I have lots of other ways to work with me at a higher level. And I have a membership, so I have lots of things, more books coming as part of my mission. So yeah, you can check out everything as you're watching this. You can either, I'll put the link in the comments or look at the description, depending on where you're watching. You'll always find a link around where I've posted here. And that is it. So we just wanted to fire you up in the best possible way and remind you that you are not imagining anything. You're not imagining anything. And for those of you who are very on track with your mission, they want to share with you that you also have more. You have not, it doesn't mean that just because things are going well and things are good and, there's not more for you, because you get to expand. So there's no end point. You get to expand. So some of you who are feeling like you're not lost, but you're just not feeling lit up the way that that's because there's a stagnancy set in, and then there's more for you. There's just higher levels, massive more expansion for you, because that's how it works. So again, I can assist you with that if you want to just go big and accelerate in a beautiful way. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening on this planet, and that is it. So I'm going to wrap that up, keep it fairly short. I say 20 minutes is quite short, because I could go on and on. But yes, I will. I'll probably come on here and do some direct channeling at some point, I think. So I'll think about when I want to do that. But yes, so much to share with you. So I hope you're having a great time in this crazy. As you're watching this, it's, where are we? February, yeah, February 2025. And if you're finding your way to this message way later, as often people do, welcome. And I hope you're good wherever you are on this timeline. and there's a lot more to come. So brace yourselves, brace yourselves. Yeah, breathe, and remember your sense of humor, remember your lightness, always the message to just keep coming back to whatever you need to do to just drop that weight, release the heaviness, and get some perspective. Um, yeah, and again, I'm here if you need guidance, because I'm definitely here for the people who are on a mission. Yeah, because it's so important. And just to reiterate, you know, just because you're here on a mission doesn't mean you're going to step into it. We've got to choose it. And my team is often reminding me that there are many starseeds, for example, who had the intention of dropping in, but they just lose their way and they don't. You know, and that's okay. That's okay. They'll have other opportunities and things, but they lose their way. And it doesn't mean that just because you came in with a mission, it necessarily just unfolds. We have to choose it. So we have to do the work while we're down here on the ground and actually step into it, which is literally why I'm here to assist, because I know that it's so important. For us to do what we came here to do and be who we came here to be. That is exactly why we're here. All right, so I send you so much love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to drop a comment here if you're watching on the replay. I love comments. I love to check back in. If you have any questions, if there are any areas that you'd like us, me and my team, to expand on, feel free to drop them in the comments, because that's very welcome, because I can always speak and share things and channel things on those topics for you. All right, so lots of love. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, whenever you're watching. And I'll see you very soon here on this platform, wherever we're connected. All right, take care.